In this video, I'm going to share my 50 stack process for gaining certainty that your career goals are not a joke. This is going to help you kick imposter syndrome to the curb and have total certainty and confidence that the career goals that you've come up with are 100% right, that they are the career goals for you. So I'm going to explain this exact 50 stack process in this video. So hi there, folks. I'm Jen Funk. I'm a career coach for technical leaders. And since 2016, I've helped hundreds of technical leaders to build their dream careers by helping them get more intentional about their careers and by helping them build the heart set, the mindset, and the soul set, along with our proven, battle-tested, opinionated strategies and processes to guide them along the way to living that dream career, living that dream life. And in every single one of my videos, you can expect to hear strategic suggestions and guidance on helping you to build your dream career, as well as practical and tactical. What do I do, Jen? Give me a 5-minute tactic kinds of things. And that's actually absolutely what I'm going to do in today's video. But before I get into the 50 stack process, I want to let you know I have a gift for you if you're interested. I have a fill in the blank PDF that follows my 7-layer career goal strategy. So it's a Mad Lib style, and it's going to help you to get absolute, again, clarity and certainty that you've fully captured and articulated your career goals, every single one of them. So if you want that PDF, again, it's fill in the blank, and I give you examples so that you can fully articulate your career goals confidently and clearly. Just pop a note in the comments below. Just comment career clarity, and I'll shoot that PDF over to you. So let's hop in to the 50 stack strategy. So this is a strategy that's really, really important when to use the strategy and when not to use a strategy. And by the way, this is a strategy that we talk about within our signature program that our clients use all the time and that we recommend to our clients. And it's been so successful. I want to make this more available to others. So this 50 stack strategy, again, is going to help you have that total certainty that, yes, these are my career goals. So bye-bye imposter syndrome, bye-bye, I'm not sure if I can do this or if this is right or not. But before I explain this 50 stack strategy, it's actually extremely straightforward. What's actually more important is when to do this and when not to do this. Don't do this before you're able to fully articulate your career goals. So if you don't have your career goals written down, that's why I offered the PDF at the top of this video, right? That's actually where a lot of people are. It's like, wow, I haven't written down my career goals. Or I have, and I'm not sure if they're right. I have, and they need some refinement. Then that PDF is definitely for you, and drop a comment below. Because if you try to do the strategy that I'm about to show you before you fully articulated them and take it some time to do it, it's not going to work. Because you have to articulate them first before you can then say, all right, is this correct? Is this right for me? Is this aligned for me? So make sure you fully articulate your career goals first. Then you're going to do this 50 stack strategy. So essentially, what you're going to do on a piece of paper, not on your computer, not in your head, on a piece of paper with your favorite writing instruments, you are going to write down 50 reasons, 50 reasons why that goal is already true, or that you're already on the path towards making that true. Essentially, it's 50 references, 50 pieces of evidence that this is true and or will be true. So what happens, the reason that imposter syndrome comes up, or at least one of them, one of the main reasons that I've experienced, is that we don't have proof. We don't have that embodied, lived proof that we can do it or that we're doing. So we set a goal I want to make 300K a year as a technical leader, or I want to land a job as a VP of engineering, or I want to have a job where I have 6 weeks of PTO and my boss is awesome. These are all pretty good career goals. But then we start to question it. Oh, well, I've never made that much before. Or I've never been VP before. Or I've never had a great boss before. And our brains are powerful pattern matching and pattern synthesizing tools. That's a neutral statement. They are. They absolutely are. And sometimes they can actually get annoying because goals, the best goals, are aspirational. You haven't done it yet. So your brain's going to be like, you haven't done it yet. You can't do it. I can't find the evidence for why this is true. So we're going to give it evidence that it's either already true or that you are taking actions leading into resources that it will become true. So it's 50 reasons. That's what you're going to do. So the basic process, and I'll give you an example in a minute, but the basic process is you're going to write your career goal at the top of a piece of paper. And then you're going to number 1 through 50. And what are you filling in? You're filling in the evidence. You're filling in the references for why that's already true or it will be true. So let's start with an example. I mean, of course, you can use the ones that I just use. You know, I'm gonna earn a salary of 300K a year. The more specific, the better. The more dialed in to what you really want, the more real this is going to feel. So again, please make sure you articulate your specific career goals first. And again, if you need help, pop a comment below. I'll send you the PDF to help you articulate it more specifically. So let me think of an example. So like a specific career goal that you've taken the time to really feel into and like, yeah, there may be some imposter syndrome sort of uncertainty around this, but I get that that's all it is. And I can shift that. But like at the core of my being, like this feels correct. This is what I want. It's just my humans getting in the way. Sometimes that happens, right? Like my soul knows that this is what I want, but my human is getting in my head about it. So it might sound something like, I will land a hell yes position as a director of data in an organization whose mission gives me goosebumps. And I will earn at least a 300K a year in salary plus benefits. And those benefits will include at least 6 weeks of PTO a year. It'll be a fully remote position where I do not need to be in the office. I have that freedom. My boss is absolutely fabulous. This person is so supportive. He's a fabulous mentor to me. And my team is the best team that I've ever worked with. I learn from them, they learn from me, and they're so coachable. Most days, I look forward to going to work. I feel fulfilled again. I feel whole, like this is my purpose. So that's a version of what fully articulating your career goals might sound like. Now, I don't want you to just steal what I just wrote. I want you to steal a process, this 50-stack process, and make it your own. But please don't just take what I just said and write it down. But I'm sharing that because, I mean, you might take pieces of it for sure. But like the purpose here is that like it has to be your own. There has to be some sense of, oh yeah, I want that. Then you can go and do this 50 stack process. So what I would do is I would actually break this up into its component pieces and then look for the evidence of the component pieces. You might actually have multiple 50 stacks. And for a lot of you, you're like 50. Oh my God, that's a lot. That's homework, right? You don't have to come up with all 50 in one sitting. You might set a timer, Pomodoro technique, right? You might set a timer for 30 seconds, for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and come up with as many reasons as you can. And then put your journal, put your notebook, put your post-it notes to the side. And then just set the intention. I'm going to come up with more references, more reasons why this is already true, or I know that it will be true. And then when you come up with them, you might add them, or you might put it on. I do encourage you to write them down on paper eventually, but like if you're out and about, you might like put it in Trello or something like that. Like, oh, I just thought of another reason. I thought of another reason. I thought of another reason. You're giving your brain some fun toys to play with. You're giving your brain fun, expansive, mission-oriented toys to play with, a mission-oriented problem to solve. What's the evidence that this is already true, or that I know it will be true? So break it up. Make this as easy as possible. Make it as straightforward. It's really the better word here. Make it as straightforward as possible. So you might break this up. One piece of what I just shared was that it's a remote position. I have a remote position where I have complete and total freedom for where I work. Okay, great. So that's what you're going to write at the top. I have a hell yes job that is a remote position, a hell yes tech leadership job that is a remote position. I have complete and total freedom about where I choose to work. Now you're going to come up with 50 reasons why that's already true, or you know that it will be true. So, okay, what are the 50 reasons? Well, the first one being obvious. Have you ever worked remotely before? And really get curious here, because a lot of you have a ton of experience that you've forgotten about. Because you may just be like, oh, no, I've never worked remotely. Like your current position may not be remote. But maybe you had a semi-remote position 10 years ago, even 20 years ago. They existed. Or maybe you've done volunteering remote. Maybe you've done, things like tutoring, or maybe you've done some hobby-based things remotely. Like, look, most of us did a lot of stuff remotely over COVID, right? Maybe you navigated help like your kids, like in your kids were in school remotely and you helped with that. That's experience, right? Like that's all data. Those are all references. Those are all reasons why you can absolutely land a remote position right now. Like that you're capable of doing it and that they're available. So you might want to break it down even further, right? You might want to come up with 5 reasons why I'm absolutely capable of thriving in a remote position. And then another 5 reasons why there's evidence out there that, yeah, there's totally remote positions. So like what you might write down is, I was a tutoring volunteer during COVID. Remotely. I was a remote tutoring volunteer during COVID. That's number 1. Do you see how that's evidence why your next job, that you're aligned to get a remote position in your next job? You might also write down the success that you've had over COVID, or if your current position is remote, like that's obvious, but you might write down the success that you had over COVID, right? When COVID hit and we had to go remote, I led the team remotely, even though, there you go. And then what you might also do is do a quick search on LinkedIn or any of the job boards for remote positions that might be a good fit. And oh, look, there's 10 of them. And then you write that down. Like that becomes another stack in the 50. So one of the stacks is I just did a search. It took me 5 minutes and I found 10 positions that are fully remote that could be a great fit for me. So another class that you can add, another class of references that you can have is internal. Like most of this is like external. It's like external evidence. Social connections. Don't forget to add social connections. Like I know I have friends who have fully remote positions and similar kinds of things. But those are external. But then you might also want to include internal as well. Like actually, I feel that this is a possibility. That goes in the 50 stack. I have some sense of confidence that I can do this. That goes in the 50 stack. I have grit. That goes in the 50 stack. I've done harder things before. That goes in the 50 stack. People less intelligent than me have achieved this. That goes in the 50 stack. So over the course of a day, 2 days, a week, you're going to write down the 50 reasons why, and this is true, or you know that it will be true. And if you reread those reasons every single day, there's no space for imposter syndrome right there. Because suddenly what you're focused on is all the reasons why it's going to work instead of all the reasons why it won't. So that's the 50 stack process. Feel free to apply this, by the way, anywhere in your life where you're wanting more confidence and certainty. And again, if you're needing help fully articulating your career goals so that you know that you're fully capturing them, all the layers of career goals, and so that you're capturing them concisely and confidently, drop a comment below, comment career clarity, and I'll send you my 7-layer strategy for career goals as a PDF. Fill in the blank PDF with examples. When you fill it out, you will have fully articulated career goals that you can confidently evangelize. You can evangelize that excellence while you're on the job market, while you're looking for a promotion, or while you're contemplating what's next in your career. So here's to your career growth, and I'll catch you in the next video.